everybody, and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie ESTHER here, and this is my second YouTube channel called Paulie Pops, where I make videos about my hobby of collecting these Funko Pop figures behind me. But today, we're not going to talk about Funko Pops. We're going to talk about Hot Wheels. Now, I had mentioned a long time ago that I had gone to see my mother around spring 2022. I brought home boxes and boxes of Funko Pops, and there was also this box of Hot Wheels there. Now, before I started collecting Funko Pops, I used to be a very avid Hot Wheels collector for, gosh, I don't know, 15 years, maybe longer, I don't know, something like that. Quite a while. And Mattel had an exclusive club, kind of similar to how they have the Funko Shop, where you can get Funko Pops exclusively through their online store. They have what's called the Redline Club here with Hot Wheels. Let me show you the website here. So this is the Redline Club, and if you're a member of the Redline Club, you get the opportunity to buy exclusive high-end cars. These are premium cars for Mattel to show off just what they can do for a higher price point, rather than making these dollar cars that are at mass retail. These cost a little bit more, but they have more detail with moving opening parts, better paint finishes, better graphics, real rubber tires, etc. And generally, when I was in the club, they would sell these cars for between $15 and $25, depending on what the casting was, the size of the car, and stuff like that. Same size as the regular Hot Wheels in the stores. But, so what I used to do is I would order these, and because I would get charged duty or the shipping was more expensive to Canada, I would get them shipped to my mom's house, who lived in the United States. Shipping was cheaper, no duty. And then when I would visit her annually, I would bring these cars home. Well, with the traveling restrictions that we had during the pandemic, I wasn't able to visit my mom for about 3 years, and the cars were just piling up. I was right around the time when I also just like quit with Hot Wheels, but a lot of these cars had lead time. Some of them took over a year to be produced and shipped to her, so they were still showing up, and they were waiting for me as a surprise when I went to see my mom. Now, when I first started in the Hot Wheels Club, they were making about 13,000 of each of their limited edition cars, and then we hit the recession during the George Bush and Obama years there, and they couldn't sell the cars anymore. So they drastically started to shrink the print runs down to as low as 2,500 or 3,000 on some cars. And when the economy rebounded, I mean, now we're heading into another recession here, but when the economy rebounded and people started getting into collecting again, those cars that were limited to 3,000 just really went through the roof. And now they're back to making, 12,000 or even more of some of these cars again. So the Hot Wheels hobby is healthy once more, and a lot of these cars have appreciated while they sat at my mom's home, and I was very surprised. So we're going to go through one by one. We'll start with the smaller pieces, and then I'll show you some of the bigger ones here. So this first car is this is what they call a selection series, 2020 selections, 1941 Willys Gasser. Now, for selections, you could order an unlimited amount. Normally, with these premium cars, what they would do is they would limit it to 1 or 2 per person per account, so that scalpers weren't grabbing them all, and they would limit them to you. I mean, people would find out ways about that. They would sign up their wife, their kid, their cat to a membership, and they'd buy multiples. But I would just generally order by limit. But with the selections, you could order as many as you wanted, and they would make it to order. Now, they used to put a holographic sticker on here. You'll see that in some of the other cars. It would tell you how many they made. But I'm seeing here now these ones that I picked up from my mom, they're not doing that anymore. So there's no telling how many of these they made. But they have the rubber tires and that fancy paint, fancy card with the see-through back and everything, so you can see both sides of the graphics. And that's the 1941 Willys Gassers Selection Series. Now, let me see here. This one, didn't appreciate too much. It looks like it goes for about $20 $30 there. There's even one down to, oh, but they want $32 shipping for that one, $50. But yeah, it looks like 20, 25, $30 is about what that one goes for. Nothing too outrageous here. And since it was, you know, we'll make as many as you order, it looks like I bought three or four. Looks like I bought 3 of these because the gassers were pretty popular, so I speculated on those. Not a big deal. All right, the next car we have here is another selections car. This is 2019 selections. That's how long it took to make this car. 2019 selections. 1955 Chevy Bel Air Gasser, and it says dirty blonde on the side there. I don't know if you can read that or pick that up. Now this one I went pretty heavy on because the first one of these they made, it was limited to 3,000 back in those lean days, and that car is worth like about $2,000 now. This became an overnight sensation, an instant hit casting. So when they told me I could order as many of these as I wanted, it looks like I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like I went for 8 of these dirty blondes. So again, the people have spoken and the results are in. But we also got to vote on what car they would make. So they would start out with these selections and they would let the club members pick which casting, which color, which tires, and they would go to polls, and then the end result would be what they would make, which is why there was so much lead up time. It took like a year to make this because they had to gather all that information, then take the orders, and then they make them to order for however many they ordered, which I imagine if you told me there were 20,000 of these, it would not surprise me because I'm sure a lot of people bought extra thinking that lightning was going to strike twice, like with that that candy gasser from this casting that sells for a couple of grand. But no, it's not, again, nothing incredibly pricey. It looks like this one is a solid $30 a piece, I would say, on those. You see the odd one going here for 46, 38, 40 or higher, but it's upwards of $30 for that one. Let's see. Next we have, oh yes, so they would always make a holiday car every year, celebrate the holidays. So this is the 2019 holiday car, the VW drag bus, Volkswagen drag bus, and it's got the candy canes all on the side there. Now this one you can actually see that it was has that hologram serial number on it here, and this one's out of 10,000, so they only made 10,000 of these, and then once they sold out, they sold out. So got the little wreath around the wheel here, metallic card. They ship them to you in these Protectos too, but the card stock is, you know, better grade than normal. It's a lot thicker than your average Hot Wheel card with those metallic graphics on it and stuff. Fancy for the price. I mean, compared to a regular dinky car, should be fancier. So this one here looks like, again, nothing too incredible. Looks like this goes for about $35, $45, $50 on that holiday drag bus there. Next, we have, oh, another Willys. So this is the same casting as the blue Willys I showed you before, but this is a different one. This is out of 10,000 again. It's got the hologram serial number there at the top, out of 10,000. And this is the Talking About 1941 Willys Gasser. Very similar to the last one, just different paint job. And I don't know if this was a series car. Haul and Gas. I think this was a special edition. I don't think this was part of a series, but got those nice little Goodyear tires on there, real rubber tires. The Willys Gasser, and the Willys Gasser is a little bit, we're gonna start upticking here. This one is about $70 looks like. It's a solid $70. Redline Club Orange Willys Gasser out of 10,000. I remember I got all these for whatever they were asking for retail at the time. Probably $20 a piece average, we'll say. Some of them might have been more, like the holiday car, but... And next we got the... Oh yes, the Honda. Where's that one? Honda. Here we go. This is the Honda S2000 here in Spectra Flame Orange. This one's also out of 10,000. This is a very hot casting. The Japanese domestic motor cars have just gone crazy. Back in the day when I first started collecting, it was all about Mopar. The American-made muscle cars were very popular, and the collecting hobby has shifted, and the kings of the road for Hot Wheels right now are the Japanese domestic motor cars. So this is the Japanese performance, like this Honda S2000. This one's out of 10,000. And this one goes for about 130, 100, 113, 180, 190, 125. So let's say, you know, $130 seems pretty reasonable estimate on that one there. Next, we got, and these I only have singles of. Anything that wasn't a selections where there was no limit, I just bought my limited of one. Don't have doubles on any of these here. Next, we've got the Porsche. Oh yeah, that one. Where's that one? Magnus Walker Urban Outlaw Porsche here. You can see the little Urban Outlaw logo there with the facsimile autograph by Magnus Walker. He's a famous Porsche builder, and this is modeled after one of the cars in his collection, the Porsche 964. It's got the Urban Outlaw logo there on the side door as well. And this one is out of 10,000 as well. This is when they started to creep up the numbers because the economy was getting healthy. People had a little bit of extra money to buy these. This one came out 2019 here. And this one, starting to see the values increase here. This one looks like it's about 200 bucks. They had a box set one too. That's a different car, and it had a little, actually a little Magnus Walker figure, him standing beside it, the box. Yeah, there you can see it, kind of see it. Little Magnus Walker standing beside it. But this one is a, you know, solid $150, $200 car here. $175 there for that one. That one's pretty good, you know, compared to what I was paying for these cars. To get home and look these up and see that some of these cars are selling for around $200. Like, what? Next one we had is, so this is one of the box special edition cars. So this is a Golf Hot Wheel, the 2017 Ford Raptor, and it's done up in the Golf colors here, like Golf Racing Team. Nice little box here for the Golf Ford Raptor on the side, and this lid pops off, and there she is on the inside there. Those famous light baby blue and orange colors for Golf. And this one also is serial numbered on the bottom, out of 10,000. Here it's got that hologram, out of 10,000. Put this one back in the box. And this one sells for about $225, $200, $250. Yeah, this is a pretty solid piece here. $215, $187. So I would say between $180 and $250, like, is a pretty reasonable going rate for that one. And again, that was like maybe 25 bucks for me to get initially. Next, we have the Lamborghini. There's another one of the box cars here. Hot Wheels Lamborghini Countach 1982 Lamborghini Countach LP500S. Which side? We got this open here on the one side. Box in a box again. We'll slide this out. Pretty nice. It's the definition of an exotic car. There we go. And then you pop this lid off. It's got those gull wing doors in that metallic cherry with the gold rims. Lamborghini logo on the side there. Very cool. Very cool one. And this one is another one that's worth about $200 here. This Lamborghini. There's 139, 137. Well, maybe the 200 is a high estimate. This is a different one, this $42 one. That's a green one. Yeah, it looks like solid 150. There's one for 200. Solid 150 anyway, I would say. Next, we've got another boxcar. Now, this is that casting I was telling you about. That Bel Air Gasser. Chevy Bel Air Gasser that was very popular. And this is an example of that popularity. So, let's see. Hot Wheels, a Chevy Bel Air Gasser. And this one is painted up in the style of the Flying Tigers military jets that they had in World War II, where they'd paint them up with vicious faces on the planes here. Let's see. Hot Wheels proudly supports... Hot Wheels proudly salutes the flying aces of World War II with a spectacular design featuring one of our all-time favorite gassers. Ready to light up the drag strip or the airstrip, this hotshot 1955 Chevy Bel Air comes ready for combat with fangs out fighter plane deco and packed in its very own ammo case. So this box is supposed to be like an ammo case, and I'll show you the car here. Wow, that really pops. This is what they call the Spectra Flame paint. So the metallic, they put a real high polish on these cars before they paint them, and then the paint is somewhat translucent, so the polish on the car comes through, but you can see those fangs on that gasser. Really spectacular looking car. And this one is limited to 12,000. Wow. The higher piece run. The gassers, very, very popular car. Wish I had more than one of these, I'll tell you. So this one goes about 250, 150, 229, 250, 217, 235, 230. So this is one of the higher end cars from this whole box here. Very nice one for sure. Put that one back in the case. And then I think two more here. And these are going to demonstrate to you the Japan domestic motor interest here. So next we have the purple Nissan Skyline GTR. Now this was the club car for 2020, I believe. Yeah, there it is. So when you became a member of the club, they would send you a free car built into your membership, and you would get this patch and this pin here to come with your car. This is the purple 2020 Nissan Skyline GTR. Again, it's got that high chrome finish on it with the real rubber tires. And I don't know how many they made of this one. There's no hologram on this. So no telling how many of those they made. I imagine it's probably at least 25,000. But even with a high print run like that, this car goes for, let's see here, 130, 170, 190, 170, 200, 170, 200, 180, 200, 200, 180. So this is a very popular one. I think that's pretty close to worth 200, I would say. And the reason they made this the club car was because that casting just exploded the previous year, and they knew how popular it was, so they decided to make that the club car for the 2020 to drive memberships, because the 2019 Skyline, even though it was out of 12,500, was going crazy on the aftermarket. And there it is. This is the blue one. Really, the only difference between these two is the color. I think maybe the tires are different. Yeah, tires are a little different. This is a flat 6-spoke, and these are chrome 6-spoke, but they both have the rubber tires. And I think this was the first time they had made the Skyline with the opening hood in this premium design. I mean, this car existed in the Fast and the Furious lines. It was always a popular car from Fast and Furious movies. But once they released this one with the opening hood, this was a super high demand piece. And this is the most expensive one of the bunch. which sells for about $400. Now here's a pair. This is both purple and the blue for $600. But yeah, it's about a $370, $400 car. $400 all day long, it looks like. So that is the strongest one of the bunch. So anyway, so, you know, I didn't remember after 3 years what all Hot Wheels were waiting here for me at my mom's house. I did remember these because I knew I had ordered 8 of those and they took forever for them to be made to order and shipped, but it's still a beautiful car. But yeah, so these were all in individual boxes. My mom had a shipping room just full of boxes for me to go through after 3 years, Funko Pops and Hot Wheels, to reduce them all down into one box and bring this home. But yeah, I had no idea what the values of these cars were that they had appreciated because I had kind of fallen out of the Hot Wheels scene. But I sure am happy to have been in the game to buy these and be able to turn them over or whatever I want, because this is like over $2,000 worth of Hot Wheels here on the aftermarket now. It's crazy. This is like almost $500 right here, $400, $500, just that, which is nuts to me. So I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I mean, they don't really mean a lot to me. They haven't really been in my collection. They've actually sat in this box since I got home from my mom's, but I knew I had promised that I was going to show you these one day. So here we are doing that now, but I'll probably sell them off and use them to fund some Funko Pops that are a little more on the rare side, and, you know, basically swap the cash for the high-end Hot Wheels for some high-end Funkos. But yeah, anyway, I know I had told you that there was a possibility I would make this video, and in the comments a lot of people said, yeah, they would like to see some of the Hot Wheels from my collection. I have some Hot Wheels that are, you know, even more scarce than this now in my main collection from over the years, because like I said, those pieces that were down to 3,000 print runs are just going like gangbusters now from all the people who are buying the cars out of 10,000. They want to go back and get those, and obviously the supply is limited, so that drives up the prices for people trying to get the older pieces in their collection. But you know, this is what makes collecting fun and exciting, being able to acquire pieces, fill holes in your collection and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be an adventure. Anyway, that's all I have for you today, as always. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the time that you spend here with me on my channel, even when we aren't talking about Funko Pops. And Happy New Year to you all. Wishing you all the best in 2023 and beyond. We'll see you next time. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.